Questions of the week. Number 1. How do you get started on YouTube? By posting bad videos. Look at any of the videos of the most popular YouTube stars. Almost all of them, their early videos were horrible. They posted them. You're not going to figure out how to make good or bad videos by thinking about it, by obsessing, by doing research. Just make bad videos, and each time you'll figure out a little bit how to make them better. And after your 100th video, you'll have 100 times more education than all the people who never made a video and sat there trying to educate themselves and ponder and think about what it takes to make a good video. Number 2, how do you have confidence in your work? By doing tons of it. Tons. You don't have confidence in anything until you do it 1,000 times, whether it's throw a basket in a hoop or paint a painting or roller skate off of a 3-foot ramp. You think you're going to get it by asking the question and having some wise person give you the answer? This is the way you roller skate off a 3-foot ramp. Now take notes, memorize the notes, now put on your skates, and for the very first time, jump off that 3-foot ramp. How good are you going to do? Are you going to do good? Or is the guy who practices 100 times, starting first on flat ground with something to hold on to, slowly getting their balance, slowly getting to the point where they can jump off a 3-inch curb, slowly getting to the point where they can jump off a 1-foot ramp, and so on, are they going to have a better chance? Who do you have more confidence sitting beside when they're driving? The person who read the driver's manual cover to cover 7 times, or the person who actually drove a car 1,000 times before? Number 3, how do you determine the best venue for selling your products? By trying all of them. Why do all these venues exist? Things don't tend to stay in place if they don't work. So obviously, all these venues work for somebody. Which ones will work for you? Do I know who you are? Can I get inside your brain? No. Well, if you don't know, try them all. Is it going to hurt you to have more life experience just because some things are not going to work exactly the way other things are? No, that's how life works. We try everything, we find out what we like, and we find our way. The opposite is to sit at home and waste the precious time you've been given. Doing something that turns out to be not the best thing is never a waste. The only waste is sitting in anxiety and doing nothing. Number 4, how do you get inspired? Go out and live. Put down your media, put down your marker, put down your pliers, put down your pen, put down whatever tool you use to do something creative, and go out and have dinner with a friend, and go for a walk, and peruse a bookstore, and go walk through a shopping center, and cook yourself a meal, and watch not a dumb sitcom, but an actual documentary on something that inspires you. Focused screen watching, not just meandering. And after you do all those things for 2 or 3 days, if you are not inspired to go back to your art and do it in a more creative way with new eyes, because you got all these ideas of life swirling around in your brain, then you're probably not a creative person. And there's nothing wrong with that. That just means you're the more left brain, math-centered type person that keeps all of society going, because you build the roads and the bridges, and you make sure things line up so that they don't fall apart. And you help us get our taxes done. So thank you. Just know who you are. Just be self-aware. But if you're a creative person and the creativity dried up, go live a little bit. Put down the art, stop worrying, go live, go have fun, and the creativity will knock you over. You'll have 10 more ideas than you ever have time to execute on. So just pick one and go with it. Number 5, when do you say no to a customer? The second you start to feel uncomfortable. Your peace of mind is way more important than any customer. You don't need customers. Young artists, and I felt this way too, they feel desperate to bend over backwards to give every customer what they ask for, because they think, if I don't satisfy this customer, I might not have another customer for a while, and I need this. And sometimes that's the case. Sometimes you are in that situation, a starving artist situation. But, and first of all, there's nothing wrong with bending over backwards. There's nothing wrong with stretching yourself, meandering yourself. So that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying when you feel uncomfortable, when you feel like that person has edged into your personal boundaries, when you feel like they're being disrespectful, when you feel like they want you to do a type of art that you have no interest in doing and you are confident will not make you happy, but you think you should do it anyway just to please them. Or you have a sense that they're one of those customers that's never going to be happy and is going to keep asking you to redo it. No, boom, cut them off. Don't be afraid. There are always going to be more customers. If there's not always more customers, then you're not as good at art as you should be. So get better, just do more. But it's much better to do 100 pieces that you love and then let the customers come down the line than to bend over backwards doing something that you're not comfortable doing to please a customer. Say no, walk away, cut it, boom. You'll be so happy you did. It's just part of being a strong individual who maintains boundaries, which is what you need to do to be successful in life with relationships in general. Number 6, how do you manage work-life balance? This one I got entirely from, shout out to Gary Vee, because he has the best answer on this. And I honestly didn't know the answer to this for a while. Everybody's different. You do what works for you and don't judge yourself. If you like working 18 hours straight, hardcore, focus, flow, and then just hardcore sleeping for 6 hours and then hitting it again and telling all the people in your life, sorry, this is what I need to do at this time, do it. If you're one of those people, total other extreme, you just love being around people and you love spending time with them and you contribute to their lives and you found a way to only work 4 hours a day and manage to get by, and you can't afford all the things everybody else has, but at least you can afford food and clothing and rent, do it. Most people are somewhere in the middle of those two extremes. You find what satisfies your soul and do it, and don't let anybody tell you that you should do differently. And don't let any version of how it should be on a screen or in a book or just how people talk or how you see your friends doing it. Never think, oh, I should be more like them. No, you should be more like who you want to be, like who you deep down inside know you're happier being. Don't do anything that is not something you enjoy just because, well, that's what everybody else does. Number 7, is it better to work in several mediums or should I, and I know the plural is media, but I like mediums. I like saying that better. Is it better to work in several mediums or should you try to stick to one or two? Both. It's better to try every possible media that you ever would want to try. But it's also really, really important. I shouldn't say important. It's also really, really good to get as good as possible at your favorite medium or media. So I would say balance it. Definitely dabble in every possible media that you ever wanted to try. But also take a lot of time and get really good at your favorite ones. And they're going to feed each other. Trying all the different ones is, first of all, going to show you the ones you like best. It's also going to make your creative mind more well-rounded in seeing different possibilities because every media overlaps with others. But also becoming really good at something just builds your confidence and builds your happiness in that art. Number 8, is it good to focus or post on one platform or many? Meaning the internet mostly, but also could mean life, like showing your stuff in real life or focusing more on the internet. It's best to do everything. In this case, it's best to try everything and then see what works best for you and focus on that one. Again, like the last question, but still dabble, keep throwing stuff into your other media. Another person that I follow says that you should, when you make a video, you should chop it up and put a version of it on all the top 10 social media platforms that exist. If you're able to. I attempted that. It was really hard. I got up to 7 and I couldn't maintain that daily. But that was fine. It was a good exercise because then I dropped down to 3 and I managed to maintain posting to all 3 of these social media. And the ones that worked for me were YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. YouTube and Facebook I was already familiar with because I used them. Instagram I hadn't even tried. But once I got the hang of it, it was fairly easy because you really only need to post a snapshot a day to stay relevant on there, or once in a while a very short video. So by stretching myself to try to do 7, I realized my limits, and then I was able to do 3 consistently. Now I still want to branch back out and try to do 1 or 2 more and maybe keep it at 5, but that also comes with having people who help, having assistants, stuff like that. But a lot of people haven't found me on my main platform that I like the most. They'll find me on one of those alternative ones. And so everything feeds everything else. Number 9, how do you deal with taxes? Find an accountant that you can trust, preferably one that could be a friend too, and just do them. Learn as much as you can from that accountant. Take as many deductions as you possibly can, but at the end of the day, just get it over with, because pushing it down the road is going to make it a horrible monster. It's a little monster and you have to deal with it, but kicking it down the road will make it grow into an awful, overwhelming monster. And I've learned the hard way. Get it done. Dot your I's, cross your T's. In this one circumstance, I hate being perfect and doing everything by the book, but in this one particular circumstance, give the government what they ask for with as many deductions as possible and move on. I wouldn't go to any of the big companies because they will charge you by the minute, and they will go out of their way to try to extract as many pennies and dollars from you as they possibly can on top of what the government's trying to take. But go find a trusted friend accountant, someone who's willing to take time and explain things to you without nickeling and diming you for every little minute. But also, someone who you're confident in, regardless of what you end up paying them. Someone you feel is fair. Number 10, what's the best camera equipment set up to start a YouTube channel or any kind of art platform? Whatever will get you posting today. Today, not tomorrow, not tomorrow morning. I would say just use your phone. Tape it to the wall, get your friend to hold it. That's it. I used just my phone for the first 3.5 years that I grew this channel. Never, ever had a problem with it. And I didn't even use good stands. I had duct taped a phone clip to a cheap microphone stand. I did that for years. I still do that sometimes. Whatever works, whatever's easiest, whatever will get you posting today. You have access to free social media. As long as you have an internet connection, it's free. You can make an account for free. You can post unlimited stuff for free. Never in the history of humanity have we been able to just post unlimited pictures and videos of ourselves and send it out there to the world for free. You always got to pay someone to hang something in their gallery. You always got to pay rent to hang stuff in your own place. Everything costs, but in this small window, you can do it for free. You should be doing a ton of stuff immediately, tonight. And if you're not doing it tonight, then you're not serious about it. It's binary. It's one or the other. You're either serious about it and you're going to do it in the next couple hours, or you're not serious about it and maybe think about doing something else. As I said before, you want to get good at something, do it 100 times badly, poorly. You want to get good at making YouTube stuff or art stuff, make 100 bad videos. If you want to get really good, make 1,000. And the bonus question, number 11, how does someone sell if they aren't a people person? There's only 2 ways. One, you become a people person. You become an actor or actress and you stretch yourself out and become the person you're not comfortable being and just learn to fake it until it becomes a part of you. Or 2, you find a people person. You find a trusted friend or relative that you can partner with. And they may, if they're kind, offer to do it to encourage you, to support you. They may do it for free for a time, but either right away or eventually they're going to deserve a cut, because selling is harder than art. Selling is more crucial than the most creative art. As someone who's done both, I can't tell you all day long, I could make my worst version of my own creations the least effort put into the art, and I can make a whole bunch of those. And if I put all my effort into selling, I will move those pieces faster than you can imagine. And all my effort means finding the right shows, finding the right customers, knowing how to talk to them, what kind of lines to use to turn them around when they don't feel like purchasing, to keep their interest. All that is a huge skill. And I could make a living off of selling my worst pieces if I put all my effort into selling, as opposed to if I put all my effort into making my most beautiful creation that I could ever make, but put very little effort into finding how to sell, where the customers are, and how to talk to them. that piece of art will probably sit in my studio. Even if some people see it now and then, it'll probably never sell for the rest of my life. That's just how extreme it is. Selling is crucial. In my opinion, selling is 90%. So either force yourself to get good at it or partner up with someone who's already good at it, or a little of both. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Keep making crazy, amazing art.